First of all, this Dudley creature, he needs to be shoved down a porta potty. And Uncle Vernon, why you gotta be keeping his letters from him? Then Hagrid rolls up to the shack, busts down that door, brings the cake and the letter. It's like game over, Petunia. You got nothing on Hagrid, okay? Y'all a bunch of muggles. And then, Harry, you're a wizard. We've entered Diagon Alley, which I'm very intrigued by. Oh, and then I'm probably saying it wrong, but the Gringotts, like the bank thing, nifty. And he rode that like magical cart that drives itself. Anyways, they went to get the package that Dumbledore needed. All right, so Harry, now it's time for you to get to platform 9 3/4 and make your way on. But there's only platform 9 and 10. But luckily, Mrs. Weasley rolls up to the club, and then, Ron sits next to him. There's the beginning of a budding friendship. And he goes and buys all those treats because he's got the money now because he's Harry Potter. Okay, so guess what else? Remember when he was back in Diagon Alley getting fitted for his robe and there was that little turd next to him that was like, I'm in Slytherin. Well, the name's Malfoy, and he starts causing a ruckus on the train, and then, when they get to Hogwarts, he's just... And yes, he did end up being a Slytherin, and, Hermione and Ron and Harry are all Gryffindors. I kind of knew that, but I was still pretty excited when I read it. Oh my gosh, okay. The package that they got from the Gringotts. So there was this robbery that they think had to do with like dark magic because whoever tried to rob the bank escaped, and it was on Harry's birthday, which is the same day that they went and got that package. So whoever it was, I'm sure it had to do with Voldemort. Also, Professor Snape. I'm pretty ticked off with him. Yeah, I know he's head of the Slytherins, but when they're in class, why is he gotta call out Harry like that and take away points? But you know what? When Harry brought up that whole situation to Hagrid didn't look at him and was letting it go. So, I'm fascinated. A man-eating, 3-headed dog. So now Harry gets his Nimbus 3000. My bad, Nimbus 2000. So they're at the Halloween banquet, and then all of a sudden, there's a troll, but Hermione's in the bathroom, and Ron and Harry are like, I guess we should be good people. But when they were on their way to go save Hermione, they saw Professor Snape roaming the halls, doing some sketchy business, not being where he was supposed to be. It means that Professor Snape planted the troll on purpose so that it would be a distraction, so that he could go to the dungeon that the dogs were guarding, because he wanted to get to whatever that super important Dumbledore package is down there. Oh my gosh, though, this is where it just gets crazy. Okay, so we're at the Quidditch tournament, right? This is Harry's big premiere as the Seeker. And all of a sudden, his Nimbus 2000 starts tweaking out, and he gets higher and higher in the air, and all of a sudden, it's trying to shake him off it. And Hagrid's like, there's no way that someone could put a spell on that and that it would do that. Only dark magic can do that. Hermione spots Professor Snape in the crowd mumbling some mumbo jumbo wizardry, and she knows that it's him that's doing that. So the little shoddy sets his robe on fire, and then boom, right when he's distracted, Harry's broomstick goes back to normal. Snape was caught so red-handed it's not even funny. When Ron and Hermione and Harry are having tea with Hagrid, he's denying all of it. When they're trying to explain that it was Snape who was clearly the one trying to kill Harry, Hagrid's just like, no, there's no way Professor Snape would ever want to do that to a student. And it's it was so obvious that it was Snape. So why is Hagrid denying all of this? Why is he sticking up for Snape? You guys, Ron told his mother that Harry might not get Christmas presents, so she knitted him a Weasley sweater and sent him fudge. Oh my gosh, this note with the invisibility cloak. Your father left this in my possession before he died. It is time it was returned to you. Use it very well. A very Merry Christmas to you. But there's no signature. He sees his family in the mirror. Oh my gosh. His hands pressed flat against the glass as though he was hoping to fall right into it and reach them. Okay, so we found out who Nicholas Flamel is. And I know I remembered it from somewhere, but it was from the greeting card, not the greeting card. The playing card inside the chocolate frog, and turns out he's not a bad guy. He's Dumbledore's partner in crime. He's like a bajillion years old, and he made the Sorcerer's Stone. And guess what the Sorcerer's Stone does? Turns useless poo to gold and makes you live forever. So Snape's after it, which makes me nervous, because I'm like, Snape definitely seems like a bad guy, and he's after this. But Hagrid is still saying, like, no, Snape had to do with the special spell that's helped guarding the package, the Sorcerer's Stone. So what the crap is Snape up to? Okay, and Hagrid and Dumbledore... Hagrid and Dumbledore are the only ones who know how to control Fluffy, the three-headed man-eating dog. So Hagrid's got himself a Norwegian Ridgeback. He's incubating a dragon. Okay, so they're hunting the unicorn killer in the Forbidden Forest with Hagrid because of detention. And this thing just came over, this like hooded creature just came over and sucked the blood out of the dead unicorn. And then he made Harry's lightning bolt like pierce him with pain. So what if that was Voldemort and he has to drink unicorn blood to gain his strength back? Oh my gosh, it was totally Voldemort. Can you think of nobody who has waited many years to return to power, who has clung to life, awaiting their chance? I wonder if Snape is like a slave to Voldemort, and he is trying to get the Sorcerer's Stone for him. Oh, crap. What did the stranger we were playing cards with look like? Dunno, Hagrid said casually. He wouldn't take his cloak off. His cloak! It was Voldemort or Snape! Oh no. Hermione gasped. Harry and Ron wheeled around. Snape was standing there. Good afternoon, he said smoothly. They stared at him. You shouldn't be inside on a day like this, he said with an odd twisted smile. It was Professor Quirrell the whole time. It was him that was trying to kill Harry at the Quidditch tournament, and Snape was trying to save him. Hagrid was right. Harry just got into the room where the Sorcerer's Stone is, and it's Quirrell. Not Voldemort or Snape. Holy shit! I've been freaking myself out. Quirrell and Voldemort are in the same body? What does the mirror do? How does it work? Help me, Master. And to Harry's horror, a voice answered, and the voice seemed to come from Quirrell himself. Use the boy. Oh, nuh-uh. So that first day in the Great Hall, when Harry's lightning bolt started hurting his head and he looked at Snape and we all figured it was Snape that was doing that to him, Quirrell was sitting right there. It was him. Well, it was Voldemort. What? I don't know where I've been, but I can't wait to read the next book.